Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Tasos Kalimos. Happy to be joining you guys for another edition of NBA Player Prop Parlay here on the Guy Boston Sports YouTube channel. Hope you guys are enjoying this beautiful Thursday morning thus far. A little cold if you're here in New England, but beautiful nonetheless. We have another Player Prop Parlay to share with you guys today. Last night, again, had a couple good picks. Unfortunately, didn't go our way, but it's okay. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? So we got a new parlay today, new day. We're turning the page on yesterday. New day today, new parlay. I'm really happy to share this with you guys. I like it a lot. So let's get right into it. And guys, before we hop right in though, let's make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Love to see you guys commenting. I apologize real quick about my voice. I am still sick. If you watched yesterday's show, battling a little bit of a cold here, so my voice definitely a little bit worse today, a little more nasally. So I apologize if I sound a little different, if my energy's a little bit off. I am still a little under the weather, but we power through. No excuses. We keep our heads straight. We keep looking forward, and we're on to the next day. But make sure, guys, like, subscribe, comment. Love seeing you guys interact with the channel. I usually respond or interact with most of the comments, if not all of them. So make sure to do that. And so, yeah, let's dive in. All right, guys, got a little four-leg parlay for you guys today, going a little extra. Starting off, Sixers-Raptors. I actually like this game a lot. I think the Sixers are going to have a really big game here tonight, right? We've got the James Harden drama is all done. He's gone, traded to the Clippers. I think it's going to clear a lot of heads. It's going to clear a lot of the bad vibes hanging around the Sixers. I think sometimes when these trades happen, it's addition by subtraction. Like, doesn't matter who they got back, honestly. It's just a matter of getting Harden out of the building. And so I do think that'll have an impact here. So I'm going first leg, Tyrese Maxey, over 22.5 points, minus 165 odds. I got that on DraftKings. Again, I use DraftKings primarily as my sportsbook of choice. Tyrese Maxey has hit this number in all 3 games this year. He's averaging 30.3 points per game. He has hit this number in all 3 games this season, so we're just kind of betting on him to do what he's been doing consistently. And with 23 points, he's, like I said, he's got 26. He's got lines of like 20. He scored 26. He scored 30. 31, 34, 26 to be exact, where his points scored so far this year in games. So he's been off to a great start with Harden out and no longer there. He's now basically the number 2 guy next to Embiid, and he has taken to that role very well. I also like the spot, not just because it's what he's averaging, what he's done, right? Because if we go by that, eventually he's going to come down and have a stinker. I don't think it's today. The Raptors are coming off a back-to-back. They just played Milwaukee last night in the game that kind of ruined our parlay yesterday. Big win against the Bucks. It's not easy to beat Milwaukee, and I do think that playing back-to-back and having to play the Bucks and then the Sixers back-to-back, I do think it'll hinder the Raptors a little bit. I think the Sixers are going to win this game big. I think Max is going to have a pretty big game here. So give me the over 22.5 points. And sticking with this game, I'm also going with Joel Embiid over 3.5 assists. You get that at minus 450 odds. And look, there's a lot that I like about Embiid in this game. Honestly, I wanted to bet everything, and I almost did put more in this parlay. I almost did like a 6-legger and put Embiid over points and over rebounds. And, you know, I think Embiid has a pretty big game here. Pretty good matchup versus Toronto. He's got a pretty good history versus the Raptors. Defensively, they don't really have anybody that can match up with him here. I'm going to go with the assists just because, number one, he's averaging 7 assists per game. And we know that without Harden and with this new look Sixers team, he does the majority of the distributing, right? He leads his team in assists right now. So I like him here. He averages 7 assists a game. For him to get 4 assists, I mean, he's hit that every game this year. He had 7 assists in the last game, 8 assists, 6 assists. So he's hit that number every single game. I don't think it's going to change. I think he's going to be averaging somewhere around 6 or 7 assists a game for the whole year. So I like this spot. Minus 450 odds, pretty big odds because, of course, it's pretty likely he's going to hit as long as he plays his minutes, and I think it's going to be fine. So it's a safer pick here. I like his points, I like his rebounds, but I think out of all 3 of those, I think this is the one that is pretty much guaranteed to hit. So give me the over 3.5 points, and obviously we had the Tyrese Maxey over 22.5. So those are the 2 legs I'm taking here in the Sixers game. All right, guys, for the next leg here, we are going to the Suns Spurs. It's a pick that I gave you guys the other night that did hit on one of our parlays, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to you guys again. A little more risk this time. We're going Kevin Durant over 3.5 assists. I got this at minus 425 odds, another pretty big one. This line might move a little bit, so if you guys are going to pick this, maybe wait a little bit, depending on what happens with Devin Booker. Booker obviously been out the past couple games. He's questionable tonight, although it's leaning towards he's probably going to return. Now, Bradley Beal is still out. I think regardless if Booker plays or not, I think this number hits 3.5 assists. He's got 7 assists in each of his last 2 games. He's averaging over 4 assists a game this year. So I think Durant has taken over more of the playmaking ability. He's had to distribute, not just score. He did this. He had this number last game against the same exact team. He had 7 assists against the Spurs. I think he'll have at least 4 assists again tonight versus them. If Booker plays, I think the odds will shift. So that's why I say if you're going to bet this parlay with me, maybe wait a little bit, see it. How close to game time they announce Booker's going to play or not play. Obviously, if he doesn't play, I think the odds will probably just stay the same because I think Vegas, these odds were given under the assumption that Booker's out. I think if he does play, the odds might shift a little bit. But I like the spot here. Kevin Durant over 3.5 assists. Pretty big odds, minus 425. But obviously, if Booker's out, he is the guy. If Booker plays a little riskier, I still think he hits the spot, though. Even with Booker, Kevin Durant taking over a lot of the playmaking this season for the Suns team. Once Bradley Beal and Booker, and they get all those guys back, then I think you're going to see the assist numbers go down for him. But for the time being, he is their playmaker. He is their facilitator. I don't think that changes tonight. And guys, for the final leg here of our 4-leg parlay, we're going Cade Cunningham over 4.5 assists, minus 265 odds. He's averaging 6.8 assists per game. He has hit this number in almost every single game they played this year. The Pistons have actually played a lot of games already. The only game that he has not hit this in was their last game versus Portland last night. He only had 4 assists. So that's the only game where he hasn't hit this over 4.5 assist marker. He's hit it in every other game. The fact that they have played so many games and they're on a this is now their 3rd game in 4 days, worries me a little bit in terms of the minutes played, right? Because he's been playing a lot. And he's played, the only game that he didn't hit over 35 minutes was that second game of the season versus Charlotte. So that does worry me a little bit that they're using him high, and the way the NBA has gone this year, typically it tends to be like they're resting a lot of these guys. That's the only thing that scares me. But he's hit this number consistently. Even in the game that he only played 24 minutes, he still hit this mark. So I like this. Cade Cunningham has been really great distributing this year. He's looked really good. Like I said, he's averaging 6.8 assists. He's hit this number in every game but his last. And his last game, he took a lot more shots. He scored a little bit more. So I like the spot here, over 4.5 assists. A lot of assist props here today. I like the passing. I've seen a lot of. I've been pretty good on my assist props this year. I think I've hit almost all of them, if not all of them. So we're leaning into that a little bit. Got 3 assist props today, 1 scoring prop. So that's it. Those are the 4 legs of today's parlay. And guys, when you put all those picks together, we're not getting a crazy odd parlay here. We're getting plus 232. Again, the point here is we need to get a hit, right? We haven't hit in a couple days. We're trying to get our first hit in a few days here. So plus 232, not the craziest odds, but we took a little bit safer, a little bigger odd picks. But I think all of these are bound to hit. I just love all the spots. All these players, all we're asking them to do is do what they've done, right? And it's not like it's a crazy high number, right? We're taking the safe odds. We're trying to get a win here. And I think this is the day, and I know I've been saying this, but this is the day we get a win. I think we hit this parlay. And obviously, guys, when you use DraftKings or any other sportsbook, really, there's always these profit boost things you can use for DraftKings today. We had a smaller one. We didn't get any 50% profit boost or anything like that. We did get a 25% profit boost with this 4-leg parlay on DraftKings. That puts us up to plus 290, so a little better. Nothing crazy, but plus 290, solid odds. Let's get a win. Let's get some units back here. I like the spot. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Apologies again for my voice, for all the nasally and sick sounding. Hopefully this will go away soon. We will be back tomorrow with another player prop parlay. Until then, guys, I hope you're all winners. I'll see you later.